Chapter 617, The Mysterious Atom. The Son of the Creator. Alger was stunned by the hermit's description, as he couldn't help but twitch his brows. However, he didn't directly inquire further, because this could very likely expose certain matters. Besides, he was very confident that there would be other members asking. The Son of the Creator, Fors asked with piqued interest. She never expected that Ammon had such a shocking identity, aside from the titles like Blasphemer and King of Angels. She was filled with curiosity over this. Katlia swept her a look and said without a change in tone, "Legend has it that back when the original creator split into the various deities and races, his body produced two babies. One of them was Blasphemer Ammon. The mural inside Ammon's mausoleum was somewhat different from your description. Back when Ammon and Adam was born, the creator had just awoken and withdrew the authorities of the ancient gods. He was seated high on a holy mountain and was surrounded by angels as they praised him. There were no signs of him dying or splitting. That mural does have something in common with the City of Silver's historical records. Perhaps the creator had really awoken twice. And perhaps the original creator and Ammon's father, the creator as recorded by the City of Silver, aren't the same person. Both of them have an inheritance relationship." As Klein listened to Mam Hermit's description, he began theorizing. Ammon is actually the son of the creator. Such a status is in no way inferior to the true gods. As for Mr. Fool, our tarot club was able to easily purify his avatar and stop his possession. Audrey recalled the past matters and suddenly felt that she had unknowingly exceeded many ordinary beyonders. The circles and levels of knowledge, exposure that the two groups had differed by more than 100 times. She asked with piqued interest, "Mam Hermit, do you know the other son of the creator?" "Adam," Katlia answered succinctly. Audrey was clearly taken aback. This was because her question only required a yes or no. After receiving the confirmation that she knew, she would ask for the details and make it clear that she was willing to pay for it. Who knew that Mam Hermit had directly given her the name Adam? She doesn't seem to care too much about such information. She's in control of a lot of information. Audrey managed to infer certain matters through this detail as her eyes darted about. "I've never heard of an important figure named Adam." "I haven't either. Apart from being recorded as the son of the creator, it's like he has never appeared before. There are nearly no traces of him in the history of the fourth epoch," Katlia answered frankly. "This Adam is very mysterious. I'm already rather well-versed in the fourth epoch's 3 empires of Solomon, Tudor, and Trunsost, as well as the angel families that come under them. Yet I've never heard of him before. If it wasn't for Arodes who live-streamed the Church of Steam and Machinery's exploration of Ammon's mausoleum, I wouldn't have even known his name. Has he long perished, or is he hidden in the dark while scheming something?" Klein sighed inwardly. Audrey subconsciously glanced at Mr. Hanged Man and discovered him shaking his head as well. Ammon is a king of angels, so it doesn't make sense for Adam to not be one. There should be records in the City of Silver. Audrey looked at Derek. For some reason, Derek easily understood what was on Miss Justice's mind. He said in slight embarrassment, "We do not know about Adam, just like how we don't know about Ammon. I was previously searching for ancient tomes related to the King of Angels. I believe that I was lacking in clearance as my sequence was still low at that time. I will continue searching for information on this." "King of Angels." Katlia moved her fingers indiscernibly as she memorized the phrase. She knew that Miss Justice would definitely answer if she asked, so without waiting, she directly asked, "Ammon is a king of angels that all of you are referring to?" "Yes." To thank Mam Hermit for her generosity, Audrey explained in detail, in the records of the City of Silver, the creator had many angels attending to him. Among them, the leaders of the angels who were closest to the throne of God were deemed king of angels. We haven't managed to confirm many king of angels. One of them is the angel of fate Ouroboros who originates from the ancient tomes of the City of Silver. His title is Tail Devourer. The second is Medici, who Mr. Fool happened to mention. We are still unsure of his title. The third is a guess. We suspect that Ammon is the angel of time among the king of angels. Since he is a king of angels, Adam, who is also a son of the Creator, is very likely one as well. Haven't managed to confirm many. I don't even know the term King of Angels, but you have already grasped half of them. That's not many. None of your sequences are higher than mine. Katlia nearly became speechless. Only at this point did Emlyn really understand the meaning behind a King of Angels. He decided to use these names to seek out traces of the King of Angels via the secret historical records the Sanguine had in their control after he returned to the real world. Katlia fell silent for 2 seconds before saying, "Mr. Sun, you were once possessed by Ammon." "Yes, it was his avatar," Derek answered honestly. "However, he was purified by Mr. Fool. I wasn't injured at all." Purified by Mr. Fool. Katlia couldn't hold back the urge to look at the end of the long bronze table. She originally imagined that she had a general idea of Mr. Fool's state, believing that he was still in a state of reawakening and was unable to use much of his powers. This was why he sought the identity of Sea God and obtained that scepter. However, the present situation shook the foundations of her speculation. She felt that Mr. Fool was like an iceberg. What was hidden beneath the surface was even more terrifying and unfathomable. He easily thwarted Ammon's plans. Under certain situations, he can briefly break through the restrictions and produce strength at the level of a god. Katlia's heart sank as she didn't ask further. She cautiously shut her mouth. At this moment, Audrey had thought of something that puzzled her because of this topic. She proactively asked, "Ma'am Hermit, after Ammon's avatar was purified by Mr. Fool, a worm with 12 transparent rings was left behind. It's said to be a worm of time. Is that correct?" Katlia recalled for 2 seconds before saying, "Yes." "Which pathway does it belong to? I mean, which Beyonder pathway does the Blasphemer pathway belong to?" Audrey pressed out of curiosity. Katlia answered directly without any thought, "The Marauder pathway." Legend has it that at the saint or angel level, they are able to fool fate and cheat the rules, becoming a parasite of time. Sounds very impressive. Audrey marveled inwardly before asking, "Then, what can a worm of time be used for?" "Nice question." Klein secretly cheered for Miss Justice. He pumped himself up as he waited for Ma'am Hermit to give the answer. He happened to have a worm of time in his junk pile. It's a material with rich spirituality and unique effects. It can be used in particular rituals or be used to create high-level charms, but as for how, I'm not sure. After Katlia answered, she suddenly sighed. She recalled the nightmare of being constantly pursued by knowledge, as well as the massive amount of information that could seemingly burst her brains. But even so, she still didn't know a lot. If the hidden sage hadn't gone mad and could provide knowledge bit by bit, I'll actually be more than happy to learn from him. Katlia secretly sighed. All that matters is that it's useful. As for how it's used, I have other people to consult. Klein controlled the world with great satisfaction and looked at Emlyn. "Mr. Moon, I have something I would like to communicate with you in private." "Aren't the transactions over?" Emlyn nodded, feeling somewhat uncertain. "Okay." The world immediately requested for Mr. Fool's permission and successfully obtained the privilege of isolating everyone. Then he looked at Emlyn White and said, "I wish for you to present to me every action which Leonard Mitchell made in your memories." "Why?" Emlyn asked in puzzlement. "It involves certain secrets." Klein controlled the world to answer succinctly. His true goal wasn't to buy that mystical item, but to observe Leonard Mitchell. That fellow has deep secrets. The world as well. For an investigation, he was willing to spend £7,500. However, that mystical item is indeed powerful. Is the world constantly seeking a way to eliminate the mental corruption in a Beyonder characteristic? This is likely useful. Emlyn suppressed his wandering thoughts as he seriously recalled Leonard Mitchell from his point of view. With Mr. Fool's help, he conjured a video in the form of streaming light. When the streaming light landed in the world's hands, Klein quickly browsed through it. He confirmed that Leonard really knew the existence of the Grandpa, but he was unable to determine if he understood the danger. Temporarily suppressing any corresponding thoughts, Klein removed the isolation barriers and allowed the Tarot Club members to continue. At this moment, Audrey was reminded of something by Mr. World's private communication. She hurriedly looked at Fours and asked in concern, "Miss Magician, did you discover any abnormalities at William Street?" "That will require Mr. World to answer you," Fours said, having been put into a difficult position. Without waiting for Miss Justice to speak again, Klein controlled the world and hoarsely replied, "There were abnormalities. But I have already informed the Church of Evernight and the Church of Steam. If there are any future problems, I might require your help." "All right," Audrey heaved a sigh of relief. "Inform the Church of Evernight and Steam. This." Katlia found the description ludicrous. From what she knew, a secret organization like the Tarot Club was a natural enemy of the official Beyonders. There was no room for any compromises between the two, but the way the world had dealt with it and the words he used had made it seem like the Tarot Club was an organization that cooperated with the official Beyonders. Colored by these feelings, she listened to the rest of the conversation before bowing and bidding farewell when Mr. Fool made the closing remark. Soon, Klein was the only one left above the gray fog.